So what is going on, everybody? Quick little video on how to back up your Presearch node. And I'm going to kind of go through it. I'll drop a link up above as well on how to set it up on your Raspberry Pi. But if you are self-hosting your Presearch nodes on a Raspberry Pi, I'm going to kind of walk you through on how to back it up and where to back it up. Because in case you ever have a hardware failure on your Raspberry Pi and you need to essentially create a new one, you don't want to lose out on your grandfathered stake. And what I mean by early adopters only had to stake 1,000 per node. When I got in, it was 2,000. And right now at current time, which is, I think, what is this, September 17th, 2022, it is 4,000 that is required in order to stake and earn rewards on your node. So let's dive into it. Let's get into how to properly do this. So the first thing that we are going to do, and I'm going to bring this over here. And again, I'm doing this on Mac OS. Let's make this a little bit bigger. There we go. So we can see it. So I'm going to be doing this on Mac OS. And for everybody who is running it on a Mac, I'm going to show you how to do it. Again, I'm using a Raspberry Pi to host one of the nodes. And the first thing that we have to do, okay, is we have to log into our node. So, everybody's got different types of routers. Just go into your router, figure out where your node is, and you're going to SSH into it. So SSH Pi at the IP address of it, okay? So, and my IP address is 39. So now I am going to log into it, and there we go. So we are into the Pi. Now, if you've done it in Ubuntu instead of in the Raspberry Pi image, it would just be Ubuntu at 192.168.50.39. So now we're logged into this. And the first thing I want to do is let's go sudo docker ps. And this is just telling me the images that I have on my SD card for this Raspberry Pi. So you can see I have the Presearch node, and then I have Presearch auto updater. All right, so which is good. Those are the two things I need to do. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to, let's do ls just to see all the folders we have. So these are all the folders that are currently on the SD card that we have. So we can see we have Presearch Node keys, we have Presearch Node Pi backup. And this is something, if you have not done this, so I've already done this on one of them. That's why it's already got the Presearch Node Pi backup. But what you would do is you're going to type in sudo make dir for make directory -p, and you're going to type in whatever you want to type in. So in this case here, what I ended up doing was this right here, this Presearch node backup. Okay. That is what I put in for mine, just so I can always have it. So that's essentially the command key line that you are going to put in. And it is sudo make directory -p, and then whatever you want to label it. If you want to label it Presearch node backup, if you and I'm doing it just because I know that this is my Pi, my Raspberry Pi that I'm doing it on. So go ahead and hit enter. I'm not going to hit enter because I've already added it in there. Okay. But once you do that under the sudo command line, it'll make that directory. And then you can just type in, once you've done that, just type in ls to see that it is properly created here. Presearch node Pi backup. Okay. Whatever you want to label it. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to see if we have ls.al. And these are going to be all the hidden, right? These are all the hidden files that are currently on my Presearch. Okay. And if we go now, and you can see we have the keys, we have all that stuff there. All right. The next step that I need to do now is I need to back up my keys. All right. And it's going to be very simple. This is what we're going to do. Okay, so now what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to tell it to make a copy of the key itself. Okay, so once we've created our Presearch node backup folder, we're going to tell it now to back up the keys into that folder. So the command we're going to do is sudo docker CP, Presearch Node, colon / app / node / .keys, Presearch, and this is exactly what you're going to now have to, and what you can honestly do is just come here and copy this right here, right? Come here, and if you wanted to, just copy it, right? That way it's a whole lot easier to make sure that that gets in there properly, / .keys. All right, that's exactly what you're going to do. Type in enter. All right, so now let's log into the Presearch node. All right, so we're going to do CD Presearch. Actually, we can just, I already copied it, so just CD Presearch node pi backup. We're going to hit enter. Let's type ls to see the files. There's nothing in there, right? So let's see the hidden ones, ls-al. And now you can see we have the keys folder in here. Okay. So with that, right, with that, what we have to, okay. So with that, now what we're going to do is we're going to open up another terminal, right? Come over here. Let me open up a new window. Move this over into this. We're going to, let's make this bigger just so that we can see it. There we go. And why we're doing this, right, is because now we're going to have to essentially tell it where to put it. All right. And I'm going to open up in Mac OS. I'm just going to open up Finder. Let's go over to, bear with me. Let's see. Let's go over to my folder. And we'll just do it like this so you can see. Perfect. Okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to make a directory. So, you know, we're logged in under my user profile, right? When you first open up terminal, it's there. So what we're going to do is we're going to mkdir for make directory, and I'm going to label it Presearch. Okay. Going to label it Presearch, and we're going to hit enter. So now, boom, if you didn't see, we just created this file right here for Presearch. I'm going to log into that file, and it's going to be CD Presearch / and I'm logged into that. So now what we have to do is we have to copy this file over into our local directory. So it's very simple. What you're going to do is scp space -r. And now it's going to be whatever you've labeled. So if it's Ubuntu or if it's Pi, mine is, you're essentially doing the SSH part of it. It's Pi at 192.168.50.39. Okay. Semicolon. And now what we're going to do is everything over here. So I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to type in PWD just so that I can have the address that I need. So I'm just going to copy this right here and Command C just to copy it. And I'm going to now drop it over on this side right here. All right. That way there's no misspellings. There's nothing going on with that. And I'm just going to hit enter. Okay. So you can see that essentially we have now gone ahead and put that in. And actually, bear with me because I think I forgot to put SSH in there. And actually, no, I'll tell you what, I forgot to put the dot to tell it that that's where I wanted to put it. So we're going to do it again. Simply, I'm just going to copy this line right here. Okay. Copy it. I'm going to paste it in, space, and period, right? That's just telling it that it's the end. So hit enter. I have to put the password for my Raspberry Pi in. And now you can see that we have essentially created the backup keys to that. Okay. And what we can do now is I can come over here to Presearch, and you can see, look, it created the backup folder. And when we log into this, notice how there's nothing here. Well, because it's a hidden file. So if I come back over, okay, if I come back over here and I want to see my hidden file, all you have to do on a Mac is hit the Command, Shift, and period button. And you can see that now my keys pop up here. right? Here's the keys. These are the two backup files right here, and that's it. That's all you have to do. So hopefully this kind of is a quick, quick little step-by-step guide on how to back up your Presearch node, and then it'll just remain on your local computer. What I honestly will be doing is just making a copy of that and putting it on a cloud-based storage. That way I always have it. And if I ever need to back up or use the backup to restore my Raspberry Pi on Presearch, I've got it. If you have any questions, drop it down below. And again, if you need the link, I'll post it here at the end of this video on how to properly set up your Presearch node on a Raspberry Pi. Thanks for watching.